What inspired me to attempt to row 3,000 miles across the Atlantic? Well, about 2 years ago, I reconnected with an old military buddy of mine in the Marines. I hadn't spoken to him for many years, 20 years or more. And about 6 weeks later, I come to learn that he took his own life and had been suffering pretty badly from post-traumatic stress. And at that point, I felt that I needed to do more. It might have been a little bit more personal at the time. I didn't quite know what I wanted to do, and it was perhaps another month or so before I came across ocean rowing and the Talisker Whisky Atlantic challenge. And I thought that would be the perfect challenge in order to restart the conversation and draw more awareness to the cause of veterans' mental health. So having the right equipment is important, but knowing how to use it is equally as important. When it comes to medical equipment, I've always had that medical gene in me, whether it's come from my parents. Both my mother and my sister are nurses. When I entered into my military career, very early on, I became a medic within the Marines. And then when I kind of went into Special Forces, my team skill was patrol medic. So I went through a lot of extensive training and I managed to maintain my medical qualifications all the way through my 12-year career. And in my civilian job now, there's a lot of medical requirements. So competence, confidence, and knowledge of the equipment that I'm carrying have all come to that sort of nexus. So shouldn't have any problems. Obviously this is a very safe race. There's a lot of preparation that's gone into the boat design, the equipment that you carry on the boat, just about every eventuality that previous racers have had to deal with, from weather to boat and equipment failures, have all been factored into some of the race requirements that we have to go through. So I'm very confident in the equipment that we're using and that is on the boat. Some of my greatest fears initially were getting to the start line. There's a lot that goes into that preparation and fundraising to get the costs covered. It's an expensive endeavor in the first place. But now that's out of the way, my background and my career is all about dealing with risk and assessing risk and how to mitigate it. So I think come the end of this week, once we've gone through the final boat preparations and things are signed off, really it's some of the unknowns. What is the weather doing? And it's not necessarily extremes of weather. It could be the lack of weather, making it a very slow and laborious and more energy sapping crossing. But I wouldn't say that they're fears or real safety concerns. I'm well prepared and I've got all the equipment and I know how to use the equipment. So that again brings a certain level of confidence that we'll get to the other end safely. So on some of the other safety concerns, the sea can be a fairly violent place. Illness and injury can be one of the main concerns, certainly being a solo rower. So having a very good medical kit on board that I can self-administer drugs, medicines, as well as do any running repairs. Obviously rough seas, one of the common complaints is that you get either thrown off the seat, a lot of sharp objects on the boat, lacerations, bruises, bumps, that sort of stuff. And it's a case of having the right equipment and gear to do those running repairs and help aid with healing. So just prior to the start, or at the start of the race, we're carrying probably close to a ton worth of weight, or the boat will weigh just shy of a ton. All very important kit. Obviously when things go wrong, that's when you want to have the kit that you really need to fix those problems. And again, I'm a solo rower, so I'm important or fairly integral to getting to the other side. If I fall ill, I'm only going to have what I carry on board. So I'd say one of the most important pieces of equipment for me is the medical equipment and the drug scales and things that can help patch me up as we go across. Marine 600 first aid kit, very practical, comes in a very robust waterproof case, which is important. We're out in a small boat in big seas, humidity, you want to protect the contents from water ingress and that sort of stuff. So that's a big important point to begin with. It's no use reaching into it and pulling out a soggy dressing or drugs that have become contaminated in some sort. And then really the contents is very diverse. Hoping to be at sea for 50 days or less. I'm likely to have everything from seasickness at the start, maybe burns, lacerations, other illnesses, whether it's digestive issues, those sort of things, just pain and wear and tear. So I think the contents and what it's carried in are two very important pieces from my point of view.
I would think along those lines.
So I'm aiming to be out on the water for 50 days or less. The sea is a very unpredictable place. Anything can happen. We know that the weather is going to blow up and down. So again, confidence in the equipment, being able to rely that this is going to remain waterproof, and I could have many different needs that the kit can accommodate. It's a safe race, but the sea's an unpredictable environment, and it's not without risk. Obviously my family, friends have concerns, but I think they know me, they know my background. I've been through many other tough situations, both in my military career and civilian career since then. So I think while they have concerns, they know me, they have confidence in my preparation, they see the boat, they see what's going into this challenge, and I think that helps balance some of those concerns with reassurance that I won't do anything stupid and I'll get to the other end safely. So my next adventure, I would probably say let's get this one out of the way first, and who knows, there's a number of other oceans out there. Maybe we continue and row the Pacific, the Indian Ocean, or even the North Atlantic, where you go from a west to east crossing. But let's get through this one first and then we'll go from there. So we're thankful to a lot of our sponsors, but especially Adventure Medical Kits. It's a small piece of equipment on board the boat, but it's again very important and very critical that, again, good quality equipment provides reassurance and peace of mind.